Welcome, all my aliens, apes, and zombies. We'll get with you guys in 1 minute. We're going to set the room here real quick. And we'll get some tunes going as well. Welcome, all my aliens, apes, and zombies. Quick mic check, real quick. Dennis, you there? You there, Dennis?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, beautiful. I got you loud and clear. I'm going to give a couple more seconds for people to set in the room. And if you need to get into that Novoverse at all, we got that Discord. If you need to get an AR filter like you're seeing over on my Twitch stream, go for it. It's on Twitter as well. And it is on YouTube. It is streaming on all those capacities. So we can talk about Alpha Dogs NFTs this evening on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. We all love our mothers. We all have a mother, even all my aliens, apes, and zombies. And we're going to continue in this space talking on this Sunday nights here in Chicago. Dennis, I'm not sure where you're from, but I'm fired up to talk about NFTs and some alpha dogs because we got some alpha coming up right now from you guys, right?
Yeah, of course. I'm actually here from São Paulo, Brazil. It's kind of cold and it's a little bit late here. It's 11 p.m. So I would like to thank you for giving us the space to talk a little bit about alpha dogs. I feel that every time that we do a Twitter space, it's a good opportunity for everyone to get a feeling of the project and understand our background and what we are trying to do with this project. So I really appreciate the time.
I always have the stage open for people trying to get their name in this NFT space. And I've seen you've been on like a circuit here. You've been on a lot of spaces. On May the 6th, you had one a couple days before because you guys have a brand new white pages that came out. Let's see, like on the 5th, 3 days ago, and it's promoting the alpha dogs. Only 3,333 of this Genesis. And judging by the amount of people in the room and the response on Twitter, I mean, this is some pretty hot stuff you have going on here. Can you maybe talk a little bit about how you got to this point in building this community?
Sure. Yeah, I think that making the Twitter space, guys that usually are hosts are able to make some tough questions, especially for me. So I really like that because I think that every founder should be able to ask questions, and even you, I know a little bit of your background. I saw the speech that you did on in New York last year, and I know that you have some tough questions for us as well. So that's very nice to be doing right now. About the white paper, talking a little bit about actually my background, right? Because I think that everyone wants to understand who is the founder of those projects, or at least they should try to understand. I'm 32 years old. I have 11 years of experience with e-commerce. I worked for 4 years at Sony and 7 years for Samsung here in Brazil. I left Samsung last December to work especially on Alpha Dogs. It was something that I started on the NFT spaces back in September. And I mean, as I think that everyone is in the room right now just fell in love, right? Because such a nice space is completely different from everything that we've seen. And it was actually when I started working in e-commerce, it was kind of the same thing. You see things that's happening and it's the future to be part of it. And after 11 years working on it, I saw that it wasn't the future anymore, especially after the pandemic. Everyone was very specialist in e-commerce. Then I said, man, I need to change and go to another space, And besides Samsung, I also had a company that I run 2 years here in Brazil. Is actually kind of very common for someone to have their day job and also work outside of it. So I had a company that had 5 employees, and we run multiple Brazilian YouTube channels. And it's kind of like watch mode, And I sold that company on the end of last year, and that's what gave me the money, let's say like this, to leave Samsung and then focus on AlphaDogs. This is an idea that I met Aleph through news here in Brazil, talking about NFT projects that sold out. We started talking and we saw that we had some similar ideas. So one thing that we didn't understand on this spaces was all the rugs that were happening, right? So we see that, okay, you get some money on short term, but on the long term, you're just hurting yourself. So using the knowledge that we had, we said, okay, I think that we can do this. We can have a project that will be successful. So let's do it. And then we started working on it since January. Development took a little bit more than we were expecting. The original plan was to do a stealth launch. We wanted to launch the project with a lot of features that are usually promised on roadmaps. We would like to have it ready on day one. So we were going to do that, but development took a long time. So I started to do marketing back on April, and that's how we got here. I don't know if you have any questions, or we can go a little bit more in detail of what the project is right now.
I don't think we just got here. Sounds like you've been hard at work for it. And you said, in Brazil, you work at multiple things. Yeah. In the States, we call that a side hustle. And that's what you do need to get by, like if it's going to the flea market and buying baseball cards or comic books or whatever. It could be lawn tools and selling them for maybe a larger price. And, that it helps you get by. It helps you afford, do things later on in life. And I see that you had millions of viewers chimed into your YouTube channel. So bravo to you for selling that, the entrepreneurship, and then to press forward into the NFT space. You said you just entered the space in September. Well, in my mind, it's in dog years. So maybe you want to convert everything here into alpha dog years, because 1 year is equal to 7 years, or 1 month equal to 7 months. So if you miss one day in the space, it's like missing a week. So you being here from September, times that by 7. You've been here plenty long to know what's going on in this space. Yeah, let's whatever direction you want to go in. You want to talk about, maybe let's talk about your teammates here that are also in here, because I see Charles, he's chiming in, he's giving you lots of love and lots of hearts. Any teammates that you want to talk about before we dive deeper?
Yeah, Charles has been very helpful. He's closing a lot of collabs with other projects, and actually he was the got us to be here right now. And about Aleph, who is our co-founder, he has like 10 years of experience in developing, and he did a bunch of tools that Solidity developers use. So he's a very nerdy guy, and if you go to his Twitter, you start checking who follows him. He has a lot of followers that are big NFT developers / influencers. So he's a great guy to be working to have as our CTO, right?
And often people ask me, who should you follow in the space? you know, and I always say like the people making the stuff, the developers, the creators, because you know those are the ones who are going to make the next generation of things, you know. And there's very creative people out there, but it's the people actually who are creating these things. So this is a tokenized approach with the Alpha coin. Owners staking the GenF NFT to generate alpha.
That's it. So when I got on the space back on September, I saw that I lost the opportunity to join CyberKongs. And even being on the space, I also missed the opportunity to join Kaiju Kings. I actually just got on the project, I think that was last month, when I finally bought my Kaiju Genesis. And we wanted to do something that feels similar, already having a lot of things ready at day one, but also expand what we can do to bring more value to the Genesis and Gen 2 holders. And what we will have ready at day one, so we have a Genesis collection of 3,333. And if you stake them, you will start generating our token, which will be our utility token, which is called Alpha. And once you do it, you have 3 utilities that you can use. So you can change the name for your Alpha dog. You can also change the lore, or you can also breed a new Gen 2 if you have 2 Genesis staked. It will cost 1,800 Alpha tokens. And that, like on day one, this is what we will bring to our owners. So we see that a lot of projects launch it like that, and they promise like staking will take a while, the token utilities will take a while, so we will have all of this ready at day one. And to spend on that, we are promising, as like we said, that we didn't understand all the rugs that were happening. We said, okay, let's do like this. Well, I mean, Aleph and me, which are the 2 co-founders, we don't need to take like a huge paycheck at day one, you know, like a huge bonus and get like half of all the money of minting into our pockets. So we said, let's make a plan to reinvest all of this 100% back into the project. So what we're going to do is that me and him, we will take monthly paychecks, and we will invest 100% of the mints back on the project. So you can see there on the white paper, if you guys are watching the live stream that is on CryptoNova's page, you will see that we are saying that we will invest 30% on the Alpha team. So we will hire an Alpha team. This is very important because we know that we have a lot of people that are very good on this. So we want to bring people that are already working on other communities to work with us. It will be, if I'm not mistaken, it's a 14 people team that we will hire in a contract for 12 months. So if you are minting Alpha Dogs and you are paying us, you know where your money is going to go. And we have 10% that we are saying that we will handle as expenses. So if we need to travel, or if we need to pay a legal team, or if we need to, I don't know, rent an office or something like that, or even pay taxes, it will come from the 10%. And the rest, which is more than half of all the Minty funds, we will reinvest in our Launchpad. So our Launchpad is like a separate conversation that we can go even deeper on that conversation. But I think that as of right now, do you think clear? Do you guys have any questions, or can we go straight to the Launchpad?
I love how you put it all out. I love how you put it all out there and you show it right there. Sorry, my mic was on. I was talking, or I was on mute and I was talking. I love how you put it all out there, like 10% for company expenses. Like, yeah, you have to. Yeah, that's part of the deal. And then the Alpha team, you have the group, because you can't do it by yourself, you know. And not one person can build an NFT project and community by themselves, and you have to outfit that. And at the same token, you have to get paid yourself. So you're giving yourself a monthly check, and it's all spelled out. So everyone see where it is. And then you can stake it. You know, you stake it, you earn 10 Alpha a day when staked with the Genesis. which goes into Gen 2, which is what, 6,066? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's it.
So the math is right there. You guys can see it all spelled out there. The benefits of owning a Gen 2 Alpha Dog is also in there as well, where you're going to be getting 2.5 alpha a day if you stake those bad boys, girls, aliens, apes, or zombies, those bad pups, those dogs right there. And the alien alpha dogs will be minted at, do you still have the mint price there? 0.08.
Yeah, that's it.
And you get utility, you get tokenomics with it, you get community. I love it. This is awesome. This is great. And the team behind it as well. That's why I wanted to talk about the team a little bit behind it, because that is what you guys are growing towards as well, is outfitting that team with other teammates and team members with the alpha team.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sure just see that you like the idea, right? So when we go a little bit in deeper about the idea, I think that's also very important to a lot of people ask me, okay, but what else do you have as an utility for the alpha token, and what else can I do with the Gen 1 and Gen 2, right? So what we want to do is that we want to keep providing value and different utilities for all of those NFTs and tokens that we are creating. So that's why we're getting half of all the minting funds, and we're going to invest on 4 different ideas. What you guys need to know of those 4 different ideas. So let's start with Valhalla Warriors. We want to do a pitch-to-earn gaming, and we want everyone that holds an Alpha Dogs, Genesis, or Gen 2 will have access to this project. Oh, but then you say that it's just whitelist. I need to give you more money, right? I think that's the first thing that everyone thinks. It's not closed yet, because we need to understand a little bit more on how the launch of Alpha Dogs is going to be. It's our first priority. But our idea is that maybe you can mint that using the Alpha token, okay? Then I don't want people to sell the Alpha Dogs. I want to let everyone that minted very comfortable that they can have profit without selling the Alpha Dogs. So Alpha Dogs will be, you won't see like a huge difference on floor price. That's what I'm aiming here. So that's why we have these 4 different ideas in which everyone that holds an Alpha Dog will get more benefit. Other thing that people usually question me, okay, but you're going to spread your resources very thin. How are you going to work on all of this at once? The Valhalla Warriors especially, we are going to outsource part of the development. And I know that people think that like outsourcing is like just getting something that's your business and then putting on the hand of someone else. And that I explain it is, for example, here at Samsung Brazil, Samsung, a company that has expertise in e-commerce, they know how to do smartphones. So when I started working, they didn't have like an operation for e-commerce. What they did, they outsourced it for the best retailer here in Brazil. In the period of 3 years, they learned how to run an e-commerce operation. And then after those 3 years, they said, okay, now we are ready. Let's start bringing this operation in-house. So what we are going to do is Valhalla Warriors, that we are going to outsource to an already established game developer here in Brazil. I can talk much more about this because we still don't have the contract closed with them. But just to give you guys an idea, I've been working with them. I've been talking with them since September because I knew them from Samsung. And when I started talking with them, they said, man, we want to get into NFTs. You already have the idea. So let's work together towards this. So we are going to outsource it, all the 4 projects, especially Valhalla Warriors, because it will be the first one. And the second one, which is an Alpha Finder, it's a portfolio management for NFTs. We feel that that's like a passion project from our CTO. So as I said, Aleph is a guy that he's a very nerdy developer, and he wants to do that because we believe that nowadays you have a lot of good tools to enter the NFT market. So what's minting, holders, chip holders, but what everyone isn't doing very well is actually understand what's going on their portfolio. So when if like we saw this last 3 days, right? Moves, it's down or up, your portfolio also changes. And if it doesn't change on the same, not so fast, you have the opportunity to act first. So what we want to do is give that edge of competition to our Genesis holders. So that's those two projects that we are going to do first.
That's beautiful. I love. We'll start with the one you just talked about because we call it being floor swept, where you don't have time to maybe adjust the prices of an NFT, or the other way around. If you're trying to sell it, you have to maybe bring it down to make it more competitive for selling aspect. But then also, like, you spoke of outsourcing. Yeah, I have a Novoverse. It's in Decentraland and it's built. I don't build anything. I build friends in the space. But what I do is find the people who can build and create good stuff. And that's what you've done. You've outsourced it to knowledgeable people that can get you to the play to earn type of scenario that you're trying to achieve with these warriors. And it is creating another sense of utility on top of it for these NFTs. So they're again bridging another gap in utility usage for these, with staking, with tokenomics, pay to earn. It could be even pay to learn at some point, because you might be able to teach other people's how to do this. And because the pay to learn, in my mind, is the management tools that you guys are bringing up with the portfolio management, where you could multiple wallets to track floor prices of projects of your own or different currencies. That's pretty cool stuff you got going on there.
Yeah, I would say that I think that we can all agree that you look at our art and you see that we are taking it very seriously, right? So we didn't even launch Alpha Dogs, but we already have the artists working on it. Currently, we have 5 different artists working on all of those projects that you are seeing. If you're on our Discord, you will see that we always have the previews there, because a lot of people say, okay, we are not here for the art, but I do believe that the art at least should be in a decent level, So that's one thing. And one other thing is that since we are here in Brazil, when you see how much a budget of a project can raise with minting, here in Brazil, $1 equals 5 reais. And it's not like it's have similarly by power. It's very different. So here in Brazil, we can hire. So for example, when I was doing that, then I was asking for everyone, okay, you are Alpha Color. How much do you receive monthly? Then people say, okay, I receive 2 ETH monthly. And 2 ETH, it's like when ETH was $3,000, it was like $6,000, right? But here in Brazil, it's 5 times. So you are receiving, for being an Alpha Color, almost a director paycheck if you're on Samsung, So we can hire, with this money, we can hire the best people here in Brazil to work for us. And that's something that I'm not seeing a lot of other projects doing, because you can actually, instead of hiring, I don't know, so for example, like a 15 years old website. Here in Brazil, you can actually hire one of the best agencies to do your website, So that's our plan when we talk about outsourcing.
I love what you're doing with that, because you're creating the next wave and you're creating industry with that, where you are able to hire more people. And yeah, it is more bang for your buck than in comparison to other places that might not be hiring or might not be putting projects, which you are doing. That's cool that you're helping out the ones in your own backyard, helping out the ones that are closely connected to you, because let's face it, those are probably your circles of friendship that got you close to the NFT space, into NFTs, or using your acknowledgement of your past career to get you to this point here today. So, all right, what's next? What do we have next? When's the minting happening? When are these dogs coming out? What should people do besides, it's spelled out perfectly on the Medium page right here, but what are the next steps people can do?
Yeah, so we actually we don't have a mint date yet, but that's just because we just started with market. I think that once we have we have only 600 people on the Discord, so I think that we need to get a little bit more people there, and so we can try to come up with a mint date. And about what people can do, so if you follow the Twitter page, I would say keep notifications on so you can get in our Discord. We actually developed and custom bot in our Discord. He is integrated through an API with our Twitter. And what we do is that we create daily tasks for everyone that's on the Discord, and we give a little points. So if you like or retweet or your comment on our Twitter, we will give you some points inside our Discord bot. And we can also do some manually points. So for example, when people get us collabs or people do an alpha call, and of the leaderboard will surely get whitelisted for the project.
Man, that's cool. And I saw the much love on the tweets and retweets. I don't know if that was the Discord love going in there, but that's great. And that's engagement in your community. And, it's also gives back to the community members who are engaged in the process of this and learning about what is happening. And I love when you don't have a set mint date, because why rush it? You might as well have it set up perfect, have that foundational step set up. And then a lot of it is driven through what's happening in a Discord, because through Discords, people communicate, they could say what they want. And, you could have a very fine direction. You're talking about areas that you maybe want to look into, but, you have it focused into two right here with the Alpha Dogs launch pad, and then also the management tools. And then, people can talk about it, hype it up, and drive it in a certain direction. Not only that from that, but, if you're looking to outsource or hire people for within, either or, that's where a lot of the community comes in, where they might have prior experience in it. And a lot of the people from Discord sometimes turn into intricate parts of the NFT process for particular projects.
Yeah, that's it. And one thing that I need to mention is that I know that we talked about a lot of about the project, and it seems like that everything is on the white paper, but we also things that we are keeping to ourselves in order to make a few surprises. So I think that people will like what's coming after the mint. I don't want to give more details because we already did a lot on the white paper, but I just want people to know that we have some stuff that we are keeping a secret to maybe surprise everyone.
You got to do that. You can't release all the alpha. You got to be able to withhold things to, spur that stimulation within the group. And I know it's kind of getting close to midnight for you. I know that you've had a lot of spaces to come on, but, I want to thank you and just Charles for reaching out and bringing light to NFT projects, because I can't get to all of them. There's a ton out there, and I like hearing about it. And I'm just kind of like the first fan sitting here listening to the alpha and the alpha dogs. So, thank you very much for your time. I mean, I appreciate it. I know you have a lot going on building this all up.
Yeah, and I appreciating you giving us this space. It's very important. I know that you've been doing this a lot, and I think that we can check a little bit more we can chat a little maybe tomorrow or something like that. Give me a call so we can talk a little bit about YouTube, because that's something that I also have a lot of knowledge, so we can have some fun discussions about that. I love talking about it.
Well, one thing I encourage NFT projects to do, and I'll be this will be a plug, so this has nothing to do with yours, but is the AR filter. And one of these AR filters that I'm talking with right now, if you're looking on there, can be part of your NFT roadmap where you're actually adding utility through people talking about their NFTs, your NFTs, or their NFTs using an AR filter. So if you need to have that instant dialogue, maybe if it is for YouTube or Twitter or Twitch, you can cross stream all that stuff right now with one of these AR filters, which I'm trying to get out there. Maybe that's what we link up with the Alpha Dogs is, giving the utility and get talking on YouTube and using your knowledge so I can, selfishly get some more subscribers on my YouTube channel at Crypto Novo 311 if you want to check that out. This is recorded on there on YouTube. It's recorded on Twitch as well for as long as Twitch keeps it recorded. And then it's also saved on my my Twitter handle as well. Dennis, anything else for the good of the order? Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think that's it. And again, thank you for giving us the space to come here and talk about Alpha Dogs.
Always, man. Your crew rolled hard. Everyone rolled in this. I loved all the listeners that are out there, from C King to Jay Lee to Jay. Relentless Regal. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Mikey Perk, lots of followers from you. Keep it up. Keep up that good work. Odd Job. All my friends, all my aliens, apes, and zombies. This is Crypto Novo. Reminded you to stay positive and love life. Peace. Gotta find my outro music. There it is. Stay positive and love life. Thanks. We'll be back again tomorrow night for Monster Mondays, 9 o'clock Central. Peace.